3, 2. Yo, what's up, fam? Chef Philly D.
Oh,
yeah, that's
Gemini.
you.
Yeah,
Mr. Gemini.
Hola.
For those of you just coming back into it, yeah, we have Green Room episode 10. This is a follow-up from Green Room 9, and I'm telling you 10, which for those of you who listened, it's pretty, as you kept saying, it was a morbid. There was a lot of morbid sentiments in the expressions.
There was some morbidness there. There was some, just overall, some that needed to get out. And
some very cathartic moments.
Yes. Let's just, without judging it any further, I think there was just...
No judgment. That's what it was. Oh, yeah.
Now he's here.
Right, yeah, no, that's... it's been a few days. I'm just going to get right into it. I called you earlier today, and I thanked you. I literally thanked you for saving my life. Because, again, if you didn't hear episode 9 and 10, Green Room, I'm telling you, that's what we were talking about. I was in a really bad, dark place, and I called my man, and he came over so we could talk. We started getting into it, and he's like, we have to turn the mics on. As much as I didn't want to, because it was a very personal moment for both of us.
It feels really weird, and I don't know if you were feeling the same. It feels really weird to listen to that.
It brings me to tears every time. I've listened to it several times since then, and it's cathartic because it has helped. It allowed me to come to terms with my own emotions and my feelings from those emotions. And while I'm not good, I am better. And I do feel as though I'm continuing to transition that way.
But
so I want to thank you for saving my life, brother. For real.
The interesting thing, and especially in reviewing it again, was the whole idea that it could be something for me as well as something for you.
Yeah, it was. And not even just you and me, because, I mean, again, you and I have gone back several times, and we've drawn more from it. We're still both trying to process all that, went down through it, but...
Yeah, and that had all been, like, the story and everything that I involved you with was all written some time ago.
Long time ago.
So...
Many, many moons.
Yeah, that was from the first book.
Yeah. Your first book.
My first book that I wrote. So that was when I started this journey, well, now over 2 years ago.
Right. Yeah, your true spiritual, modify your diet, life perspective, like a bunch of stuff.
Well, just like reading anything I could get my hands on that was...
About awareness or consciousness or being open or accepting. I mean, just...
Nothing was out of bounds for me. That was actually the start of my first journal, was that I told myself, like, nothing is off the table. Nothing is, whether it's philosophy, religion, the economics, whatever, anything
you thought you could draw from that would bring you peace,
right,
or...
But mostly it's the sciences. So, like science, physics, philosophy, so even the soft sciences and inner
thought, yeah, trying to not only just expand your consciousness but also your intelligence or your perspective, a lot of things.
And actually the philosophy and the like all that spiritual side of it, the philosophy is actually more on the spiritual side of things anyway, but
because you get a greater understanding of questioning, I feel like,
because that's more like the inward, because you're
right. Well, I mean, that to me, that's the idea of philosophy, is you're willing to question stuff, and that's what consciousness is. I mean, I feel, because you're questioning stuff. I mean, typically having a conscious, you're questioning whether it's a spiritual component, a logical component, being aware that you're aware. You question things. Again, I feel.
Right, or like you run scenarios through your mind and say, what if, what would I do?
You call it the thought experiment, right?
Thought experiments, yeah, whatever you want to say. Like there's a lot of examples of that, and I'm not as learned yet on all my philosophers, because there's a whole bunch out there. Of the more modern ones. Of course, I started with kind of antiquity first. So
that's kind of that's a bigger one. You know, Descartes, Socrates. I mean, those are some. But yeah, there's and a lot of those are actually. Some of the philosophers did not write those books. It was actually their, like Descartes. I mean, he took what Socrates did and basically wrote it down. And that was kind of how that spiel came about. Because it wasn't even, I mean, I think the original attempt was he was almost trying to disprove what Socrates was doing and kind of like got into it. It was like, holy crap, this guy's starting to make some sense here. Like, son of a, and started writing stuff down.
Or was that other one, Dionysus the Areopagite? I don't even...
Yeah, try saying that 3 times.
I know, seriously, I don't even know what that is. What is that? Yeah, there's a lot of guys throughout the antiquities that were really interesting cats that kind of made you, because that's what I think is the force behind it that drives me to go into it, is that you can take that as a thought experiment and go into it from every different angle and kind of see it different depending on what mood you're in that given day. Kind of come out of it from a different angle,
right?
Well,
I think that's also another philosophical thing: is you never walk in the same river twice, right? Because by the time you walk, you could walk across it. When you come to walk back across it, the water that was there before is now different water, which basically means it's a different, creek, river, whatever. So you never cross the same river twice.
Yeah. The nature of everything is like that, though. The nature of the human body, technically. I mean, you're a pattern that keeps repeating.
Well, yeah. I mean, the skin that's on me now is not the same skin that's on me, next week.
No, they say like 7 years. I think after 7 years, you get a whole new body. Like,
because every cell's been reproduced or has died off and then been replaced or somehow or another it's it's a whole new piece. But your DNA predicts your molecules to come back to this form again.
So what about brain cells?
That's a good question. Maybe that's one of those things where we got to get on one of our local guys or girls or whoever that has that knowledge. It's just like, I know this stuff. Well, come on.
And you hear the whole thing about like the brain is a muscle too, and if you exercise it, but I mean, can you actually build brain capacity, or you just kind of ignite it more, like you light it up more?
I'm pretty sure there's plenty of papers that are being done on this where just trying to explain how the brain works. I think we've talked about this before, where it was when you lose a certain part of your brain and yet you're able to create these new neural pathways so that a whole other part of your brain that shouldn't even be doing this task now does this task for you. Like, there's been plenty of documented cases about that. So yeah, neuroplasty is a definite thing, and that we're starting to really discover. So,
well, I mean, back to the whole fungus episode. I mean, there's whole physiological conditions, and especially when you talk about like really nasty headaches. When you're getting,
you mean migraines
or cluster headaches or something like that, where it's
right.
It's happening on a regular basis. There's actually a cycle to it. It's like it'll happen at 4 p.m. on a Tuesday every Tuesday.
See, that probably has more to do with your life than anything.
Well, I think it could, but because I'm a firm believer that a headache is your body screaming at you that something's wrong,
or you're dehydrated from drinking too much.
But modern science has discovered that microdosing a small amount of mushroom or making a tea, like a tincture out of it, and taking that can actually break that cycle. So it's not like you're not taking enough to. You're not taking 5 grams to the head. You know what I mean? You're taking a small cup of tea.
Well, right, and I think that's the idea behind it is you're not actually trying to get the, I guess not I was going to say euphoric, but the psychoactive psychotropic component too. You're not trying to trip. As
you're not getting your rocks off. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, I did air quotes on that. You're not trying to trip.
Yeah.
You're literally just allowing the components that are, kind of like it goes to the THC thing. THC might be euphoric, but the cannabinoids, like, the cannabidiol, all that, like CBD, CBN, CBG, all those other things that aren't THC that are still, cannabis-based, they help you do endocannabinoids, which is already a part of your body. And you basically just allow, by bringing that in, to create additional multi-building blocks that are just multifaceted building blocks that you can just kind of like shove here and there by a slight modification.
Well, yeah, that's the question, isn't it? When people try to say that drugs are bad, and then you go, okay, well, why is it that my body has a receptor for this particular drug? Not the drugs that you can buy over the.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Like medication, none of that stuff, as far as I know,
but
in very small amounts.
But those aren't drugs.
What?
The psilocybin or THC and stuff like that, they're not drugs, they're compounds. It's if you use it for a non-medicinal purpose, now it's a drug. Think about that.
Well, I mean, you can get into, like you say, semantics about the words themselves and the.
So, example, alcohol's legal, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if you have a drink a night when you come home because you're like, oh, I had a long day, I'm gonna drink a beer, have a scotch, whatever you're kicking.
Perfectly legitimate.
Right? Well, so we say because you're using it to just relax. You're just having just enough where you're like, my brain can ease, my body can ease. I'm actually healthily relaxing right now because my body's not overly inundated.
Like to have like you're talking about like a glass of wine or a beer.
Exactly. But now all of a sudden, if it's you're having 3, 4, 7, 12, and you're laying on the floor puking yourself, that's now a drug. So in the first scenario, that's medicine. It's making you better. It's healing you. That's what medicine is. Well, so if it takes you and makes you whole, medicine. If it takes you and takes you apart, drug. And that could be cigarettes. That could be, alcohol. It could be pills, this, that, because there's plenty of people that get prescribed pain pills. They use them appropriately, and everything's all good when they're done with it. But then there's tons of people that don't.
That's what I was thinking about after listening to the ayahuasca conversation again, when we're talking about the specific type of tobacco you're smoking, and it's like just having the thought in your mind that having a puffing on a giant cigarette like that is actually a healthy thing, but it's not like you're doing that every day. You're doing that when you're running a cleanse. You're doing that for a week or something like that. You're not. But
so there's some, and I'm
and
not.
It's not out of enjoyment. If you watch how this tobacco is smoked, it's not enjoyed. It's literally like you're blasting it.
So I don't know specifically where, but I'm pretty sure there's at least a few areas where within the tribes they smoke natural tobacco, wild tobacco. And that's all they grow and they smoke. And I mean, I've seen a few documentaries where they're basically puffing tough through, water apparatuses and stuff, like they're smoking the ganj and tearing it up. But it's just tobacco, and that's how they all smoke it. Even the kids smoke it. Like, you see 8-year-olds smoking it. I'm like, what in the hell? But they all live really healthy lives, and it's all of a sudden it's
well,
to
me. That's
it's
the thing, though. No, what you're talking about is probably something that's not only spiritual in nature, like it's part of their ceremonies, so it's religious.
Well, yeah, they can use it.
Because there is no separation when you talk about older cultures. There's no separation between one and another. That's why the shaman was not only the shaman was everything from the artist to the doctor to the scientist. He did everything.
He was like the Renaissance man for the village, basically.
Right, because he was the one that went, like I keep saying, went out into the wild, got himself lost, and basically the wild taught him how to live. He learned all the secrets by just listening. Right.
Yeah, and we were talking about that with like ayahuasca and how they discovered that. It's because these already open-minded healers, the shamans, they walked out into the woods and the plants said, "Hey, me and that one over there, this is what you do." Oh, really? And then they did it, and it's like, well, son of a gun, right?
And most people can't understand that. Like, there's no TV, okay? You're literally out in the wild. So, who's to say you don't?
Well, and I think this goes back to the idea of while we're so busy listening to all these other inputs, we're not hearing the real inputs. Like, most people say is the reason why you're not being spiritual is because you're inundated with all these electronics or, books and blah, blah, blah. You're not paying attention to your surroundings. You're not truly being in the now.
Well, it's like a focus thing. Like if you're looking out of your car's windshield or whatever, if you're looking for whatever reason, say you're just looking at the horizon because it looks beautiful, everything else but that is gonna go out of focus. So then the car that's 300 feet in front of you, when it comes to a dead stop, it's like it's not even there, and then suddenly boom. So it's that the perception thing yet again. It's
yeah, right. Perception makes it real. That's the old adage, right?
Who's to say?
Well, I mean, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
I guess when it brings you to a dead stop, then you know it's real.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Right? Yeah,
the
no.
tingle tells you it's working.
It does. Yeah, well, I know this chair is real. Why? Because it holds my fat butt up. Excuse me. Yeah, that's and you're right, because you get that hyper focus, and I'm pretty sure it's a primal thing that's been bred into us Darwinian style, but the fact that you're so obsessed or focused or pointed at, your brain basically almost kind of quickly just goes, oh, okay, and just goes right into it. My opinion, I don't know. I haven't written any papers on this. Just read some stuff and whatever. But
yeah, our focus is so taken in with looking at a certain frequency or a certain, you know what I mean. So
I like the fact that you said frequency.
Yeah, well, it's all frequent. Yeah,
it's all right.
It's all frequency.
It is. Or energy
and vibration and
3, 6, and 9.
Ooh,
what is that?
So I got money that I'm accruing now.
Ooh.
So I decided to purchase a set of tuning forks.
For the purpose of?
Well, they are sold as like a chakra tuning kit.
Okay.
So.
And you're supposed to use those tuning forks like separately or together to create the appropriate frequency so that it opens you up like chakra.
Well, and that they have like a rubber ball kind of thing on the back of it, so that you can physically place it on the spot of the body.
Oh, and just let that sound or that frequency resonate
just go
around
right,
it.
Like if you put it on your temple or something, it'll just right through your head.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe that's just make that headache go right away. We were talking about that other stuff with the binaural beats and the.
Oh yeah.
The binaural. You were saying something about a frequency that.
It wasn't the frequency. It was the
two separate.
It was one left, one right, and then the actual difference of. So one was at I think it was a 3 times difference. So the one would have been registering at say 70,000 hertz, and the other one then would have been 210,000. So having that 3 times difference, I have to go back and check, but I think it was something like that, because you had to have that differentiation, and they noticed there was a consistency, and I don't know how many papers they've been doing on this, but they're, I've been seeing, I've seen a couple, so it wasn't just like one and done, but it's not like knowledge yet. They're attempting to show a consistency that this frequency on the left and this on the right, that 3 times difference, can start to isolate and disrupt certain cancerous cells, specifically like leukemia and stuff.
And isolate them entirely, not damage any other surrounding.
Correct. So the one thing I watched, so I mean I've read but also watched, the one thing I watched, they showed how the standard cells all around, you could see the leukemia cell, the cancerous affected cell that was slightly modified. It would, as typical, it goes from one to the next, and it gets that one to, code to what it is, and it makes itself again. Kind of like the Agent Smith in frickin' The Matrix. He just starts plugging into each one of them, just keeps building another. Well, the thing that happens, though...
Except that we were the cancer.
Yeah, right. The thing that happens, though, by using those frequencies is when that one cell goes to the next, it either ruptures or becomes weaker, maybe does go to a third one, but that third one almost always erupts. So it gets to a point where all of a sudden just those specific original cells, so not what the body should be producing, it's not encoded in it, those cancerous cells, no matter what, 2 or 3 generations, done, nothing, finished. So there's I have to go back and check this, but between the paper or two I think I read and watching that, it makes sense. Because like you're saying, so you use certain frequencies to clear those chakras. Well, what if we use those 2 different frequencies? And I think we might have talked about, there might be like another episode, maybe it was one of the B-sides, but pretty sure we talked about, so if you get that differentiation to the point now where your body can kind of like, almost like an X-ray or somehow like its own internal vision to just be like, you're not right, and somehow it can do something to it, or because of that difference, that leukemia cell being in it, it resonates on a weirder level that it causes it to weaken or rupture. Like we talked about this using but when they attacked you're like, oh, what if the army marching all the way around and then they creating the frequency
the
in
walls
that
of
sense.
Jericho.
Yeah, which I think that was a B-side convo, but
the whole yes, it might have been. But yeah, the power of an army marching around a building and blowing a horn, which may be creating a harmonic, you don't even know. Yeah, you could weaken a structure to the point that it could fall. Sure. You're talking about a brittle, hardened structure that, yeah, if you can isolate the same frequency as that wall, you could shake it down to the foundation. Right?
Well, yeah, and I feel that would probably be the more likely of it, but I don't know because I'm not a scientist and none of us have ever actually figured this out. Plus, this may not exist, so who knows? Anyhow,
it may just be a story in a book somewhere. Who knows?
Yeah, right. Maybe we're a part of the Akashic Records and we don't even realize it. Ha ha ha.
Everything is a part of the Akashic Records.
Yeah, right. and I think that's a great thing is the understanding of, like, so you're talking about the tuning forks. I mean, frequencies, because they may not even be resonant audible frequencies, meaning we can't hear them per se. Not your tuning forks, but we're talking about, I said it was like 70,000 and like 2. I think those are pretty close. Like it was something, I can't recall correctly. It might have been like 100,000 and like, 240 or so. I don't know. It was but I do know they were like way up there. Like, we're not listening to that. Like, that's not going to happen. So, because dogs can't even go past that, I mean, our ears, I think, only go up to like 20 or 30,000 or
but it doesn't, you don't have to hear it.
Correct. Because that's like, frequency isn't a sound per se, it's a wave. Right? We talked about that before, the sine wave, the hill valley, that up down, like a wave, like a literal water wave as it goes back and forth, looking like lasagna, crinkle on the side.
You ever listen to some of, like, I've listened to some of you, because you do the same thing I do. You like to do the shower meditation, where you just kind of relax and just let the water fall over you. And like sometimes I like to put on music, and I've tried the binaural beats before, and it's like, it's trippy. Oh, what was the other thing? I gotta look that one up. Can't remember it.
Gotta look what up. I don't know. I can't remember.
I'll bring it. Remind me later. We'll bring it up again.
About the binaural beats.
Binaural beats. Related.
Like one that you have saved. Oh, really? Okay.
It's a related topic. I mean,
why is this? Is this so like risque? We can't even.
Well.
I mean, is it wrong for me to even ask at this point?
I just try to avoid picking up my phone in mid-conversation because it tends to, But yeah, if you want me to do that.
Well, I mean, we are in the green room. We do it. See, yeah, I have to keep you corralled. I keep forgetting this. So, yeah, we're in the green room. This is the thing you created. We're in your show right now. Right?
Oh, I like the sound of that.
No.
My ego's not supposed to really play a big part in this, but I really like the sound.
Well, but I would say the reason why you probably feel that way is because it gives you a sense of validation, right?
Sure.
I mean, I think that's fair. Not to say that's the only component, but...
Isn't that why we do anything, right? I mean...
Well, we had this conversation too, for real, where it's like, if you're always doing things that are good for the fact of them being good, and like, you know, where's
because
the
you
line?
literally enjoy
where's that
doing
line?
good things. Like,
So technically, by doing those good things, you're making yourself feel good, or by doing good things, you're making yourself feel better or well. I'm going to be grammatically correct.
it's just so weird to think about, like, you know, that it's all in your head.
I used to
It's
tell
like the funniest thing to think about. It's all in your head. Like, you can have people that have, God, next to nothing, and all they got is the family around them, and they are so loving, and they are so thankful for everything they have. And then you have people that are rich. You know, they have people that are rich that don't even know what they have. They don't even see each other during the day because they got, you know, 27 rooms and 16 bathrooms, whatever.
Well, see, and I love how you just always group everybody together. Not everybody's like that. So
Well, no, but you know, give both sides.
There's wealthy people that have loving, loyal, awesome, connected families, and there's poor people that have horribly disconnected. And so
It matters
money,
not.
yeah, money or not money. The likelihood is with money, yeah, disconnected. Without money, connected. Because, I mean, let's face it, you ain't got nothing. What are you gonna do? You play with your cousin, your brother, your mom, somebody. And, you know, hey, maybe you got a deck of cards. Maybe you got stick and a ball. You know, maybe you just got like leaf outside, or, you know, you can do sidewalk, you know, hopscotch and stuff. Who knows?
Well, you tell me. All these
Appreciate
advancements in technology, is it really bringing us closer?
It's bringing you and I closer.
Well, but we're not using technology to do that. We're just using technology to record that.
Well, but if I may, since we decided to since you allowed me to do this with you, we've been hanging out a lot more. Not only that, we've also been talking a lot more. So much to the point that you're like, man, we should really even just record all of our conversations, even when we're on the phone together.
That's a really scary thought, right? Well, it was like conversation, like when you're driving in the car and I'm talking to you for like 20 minutes. It's like...
It's usually more like a half hour to an hour. Don't lie. Come on. This is...
I was trying to be...
You know, dude, we're BFS. We love each other. It's totally okay. We got a bromance. It's beautiful. I can be honest. I don't know about you. I'm not ashamed of us, Mr.
I mean,
Gemini.
it's not like, you know, it's
Oh my God, the visual this man just gave me. Yeah, licked his fingers, gave himself a little on the left side, and yeah. Turkeys are now
you got a
done.
little tar. It's like right there.
Oh yeah, ding, turkey's done. Ding, sorry.
This isn't where I parked my car.
This is where I parked my car. Oh God, yeah, I do. I honestly, I really look forward to reading the comments where people are just pinpointing all, because we movie speak. See, so this, I was gonna say, like when we talk on the phone, it's the same as when we're on the mic. We still have the same conversations. Like this, it doesn't change, and it's to the point now. Because you said, you know, I remember before you were talking about how you have to be like, you know, I'm bringing up, you have to be aware of the mics and all that and the equipment, so it keeps you away from being in the now. Like you made a comment towards that, and I'm like, well, you gotta focus. But you're gonna get to a place where your brain just kind of starts to program, and it just you know, and you and I both are doing that. And I mean, I think the last 2 episodes were proof of that. You know, 9 and 10, Green Room Mind, you know, and I'm telling you.
And I think we've proven that, like, if it's something that's just gonna come out naturally, just let it happen. You know, it's something that has to happen. Just let it happen.
Ain't no shame in my game, baby. Just let it be.
Like we were saying about, you know, when I get on my little rants, how you can, like, kind of hear it, like there's a crackle in the air, you know, like you can hear my build up, and then like, all right, back up.
Yeah.
Put on the sunglasses for a second.
I'm pretty sure I've heard you go up at least 5 or 6 octaves on a few occasions, and not even on the mic. But
Guilty as charged.
And that's the thing, you know. And I think you said it. You know, this would be the kind of stuff that you would have from 2 people that have known each other for 3 decades and just conversed. You know, I mean, of course we talk as well to each other, as well as we've had very respectful.
What's this boy talking about on the telephone?
On the telephone, explain it to him
every night. On the telephone. Yeah, it's like that all the time.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
and it'll be from like song lyrics right over to
Yeah, we don't just movie
quote.
speak.
It'll just
Well, but because I mean, so
we're not the only ones though. A lot of people do that.
Us having that 30-year, we used to ride in cars together. Sometimes on them, that's not a good thing. We know this now. But
You learn from these things.
We do.
Sometimes you learn from what your friend does. That's really,
Oh, I did.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
But with that 30-year collective, we've had like same music. Not always, but we would introduce each other to music back and forth because that's how you learned about music back then. You waited till your friend bought the CD or the tape, and you're just like, oh my god, you totally have to hear this, single, and you put it in. Or
Dude, can you rip me a copy?
oh yeah, right. When you started having like standardized equipment as CD burners, and you just put it in and spin it off.
I mean, the minute it was there, somebody was trying to figure out how to work their way around it.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, not me.
Back in the day, it was the old, what was it, the Maxell 90-minute tapes. Those are the best. You do your giant mixtapes on. I'm dating myself. I'm totally dating myself.
The commercial popped in. Dude on the chair.
Oh,
yeah, the wind blowing at him because the sound is so dynamic. Like, doesn't matter what stereo you're using. The fact that you're using this tape blowing you back so much so that the wine glass just slides off and just right into his hand. And
was that like opening scene in Back to the Future? Right, where Michael J. Fox got the.
Oh yeah, he does
right.
the power stroke and the 18-foot tall speaker. Yeah, it was like 8 or 10 or something. But yeah,
Completely unrealistic.
it just blows them away, pops them off. Yeah, and the thing's just like hanging there. The middle of the cone drops it out with the dome just the wires. Oh, it's horrible. It's so fake, but so amazing. Especially when you're like 8 or 9, you're just like, oh my god, that's like so loud. It's like Spinal Tap. It's like, but mine goes
Dude,
to 11.
that is still a great movie series. You can't tell me otherwise.
What?
The
1, 2, 3.
The whole Back to oh god.
Oh yeah.
The whole Back to the Future. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a great series.
Yeah. Yeah, we bring that up on occasion too. I was actually just talking about the Michael J. Fox tonight. Pretty dope. The hilarious. This younger made a statement of literally mixed up the difference of Michael J. Fox and oh my god, I can't even freaking Matthew Broderick, because he's like, no, he literally makes the correlation of Michael J. Fox. I forget what he was making a reference to Secret of Success. Like he did the boom chow chow chicka chicka, and I was just like, easy there, Secret of Success, and he was just like, yeah, that was, and he basically he's like, that's the Ferris Bueller guy or whatever, and me and my guy who were like chilling together looking at him, we're just like, are you for real right now? Is this kid, he's messing with us, right? He's just straight, no, he's not. All right.
No, that's not him.
So the Ferris Bueller guy, that's Matthew Broderick. And the other individual, so it's just like, but we came correct. We talked, you're like, yeah, no, Secret of Success, Michael J. Fox, Family Time, right? All that, yeah. Michael J. Fox, there you go. Done. Matthew Broderick, totally different guy.
It's okay.
Both great careers. Love them. They're just both great actors, honestly. I mean, I'm a little biased. I grew up with them, as we both did. But that's, yeah, so us having that 30-year vestige, of course we're going to have those same references, and that's why we speak that way, because that's literally the language that we programmed into our heads. It's like our own, But other people, because they can speak movie or, music or whatever else, they can pick up on that, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, I got you, fuckers. Oh, I know that one. All right? But not always, sometimes.
Or we'll just sit here and we'll butcher a quote really bad, and then we'll come back and we'll try to correct it later. Like Uguay.
Wow.
But, I've made my mistakes too, so.
Empirical.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah. How's that feel?
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, all right. Uguay. We often meet the destiny on the road we take to avoid it.
The destiny? Yeah, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, we often meet the destiny we're avoiding on the road.
We often meet our destiny?
Yeah. Yeah, the destiny that we're attempting to avoid on the road we take to avoid it.
Okay.
Now you got me getting it all mixed up now, thanks. Not Hinajat. How hard is that?
Trying to test your resolve. I don't know. Nahinajad?
Yeah.
Not gonna work here anymore.
Yeah, not gonna work here anymore.
Why is that so hard to say?
Dude, Nahinajad, like for real, dude. Are you kidding me? Dude, it really is that easy.
Oh my god.
Dude, I love how he's like Nahinajad. Like it just you know what I mean? Like for real? Like how do you not
Michael
hear that?
Bolton?
I know, dude, John C. McGinley cracks me up.
Is that your real name?
You can just call me Mike. They're just like sitting there like what? Just totally taken aback by that.
What's the matter with your name? There's nothing wrong with that. No, there was nothing wrong with it. Great movie. Sorry. Anyway, where were we?
Well, we were talking about how we speak our language because of stuff, and then we got onto a tangent.
Oh, sorry. I forgot we're in the green room. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I told the story of the kid messing up Matthew Broderick and
yeah. No, but it's okay.
Ferris Bueller guy. Dude, come on.
It's okay. It's okay.
Dude, Secret of Success and Ferris Bueller, two totally different movies. Actually, quite the same though. Just there's not an awesome car chase scene. Right? I mean, dude, don't get me wrong. I love Secret of Success. I'll watch it again and again. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's in my brain. It'll run anytime I want to watch it.
You could say risky business. I mean, you could throw anything in there if you're going to say that. I mean, totally different movie.
Same premise.
Tom Cruise.
Dude, I know this. The gentleman's not here. The lessons. Yeah,
No, I'm just trying to prove that I know it.
Well, in case maybe he's listening. There you go. That's good. Well, that's also another point. I like that.
Anyhow.
And now nobody likes a bragger.
No, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be that guy. Let's not do that. Nobody likes that. That's not any fun for anyone.
Easy there, Sean. All right. Well, but this is so.
You're Irish rich money, Penny.
I at this point right now, live, like now, here now in the now. I have all.
How many times can we use?
Well, I could use the now right now, because it is the now, and I'm talking about the now right now. Is now what we're doing. Oh, I do love me some Mel Brooks. So currently, all of the episodes have been put together so that they stage correctly. I'm telling you one, Green Room 1, telling you 2, blah blah blah. Because of that, I'm now re-listening. So literally right now today, earlier, in between all my driving that I did today, because I was all over the place. Today was a crazy drive day.
It was a good day for that, though.
It was. Yeah, the sun was very, the sun was pleasant until about 4:35, almost 5 o'clock, because then it was just that perfect winter horizon where it just, the sun visor and the mirror, so I had to lean left, straight gangster in my old man sedan. That's hilarious.
So did you start from proper at EP1?
Yeah, and I've been doing this since yesterday basically.
So EP1.
Yeah,
and then
I did. Yeah, so I'm about to do
GR1.
I'm about to hit episode 3, which would be I'm telling you 3. So 5 episodes deep almost, and. Those first episodes, man. Yeah, I'm telling you.
It's just so raw, right?
Yeah, but that's that thing.
Kind of laid that foundation, right? Just kind of.
Well, so when we were at that level on those episodes, we had been doing a bunch of tech checks and whatever else, and running through stuff for.
We already kind of had that conversation, sort of. In pieces before, but
right. But at this point,
it's like a good rap routine where you can bring this in, you can pepper it with that, you can, and that's what we did. And I mean, none of it was scripted.
Right. To me, that's the green room, bro. It's the green room. To me, though, it was the thing of. We had already for about a month-ish just been going back and forth on a pretty high compression where it was we were hanging 3 some nights a week, and then
and just talking about just ridiculous, right? I mean,
because you at one point we were 5 or 6 like recordings deep of like we were both feeling pretty good about how they were starting to sound, you know, audio quality wise, not even just like content wise, even though there was a couple mistakes on both our parts that it's like we'll probably like snip the crap out of it and B-side it or something. But we'd already been at this place where we were almost like comical about it because we just weren't even taking ourselves for real.
And of course, yeah.
And so as I'm listening to the ones that we actually are putting out, like the ones that, you know, are most likely at this point, if you're hearing this, they're already on. If not, then, you know, check soon. It's the thing that we had this, while it was intelligent conversation, deep, you know, deep thought, like you had to like get into it, really be open, you know, be aware, which we're gonna talk about that because I messed up. Yeah, people, I'm come correct. 9 minutes in, you said aware and I said open, and we started talking about being open, and then I said something about acceptance being the difference of it, and I wanted to make sure they were like coming to correct because I changed your word, so you said aware and I changed it to open, but that's the difference.
Yeah.
So I misspoke. The context of and what I said about it, that was, you know, I did correct myself in a later episode where I made sure that, you know, I said that, yeah, when you said I was aware, and I said, so I did correct myself, you know, which I think was like episode 5 or something, but I'm now coming correct for real, so there you go.
See, it's funny how like that happens too, because I mean that's good because it shows that you're trying to come correct with, you're trying to be, it's rule number 1, right?
Be impeccable with your word.
That was actually what I wanted to, that was one of the things I wrote down that I wanted to bring to this episode for real was the importance of rule number 1. And
well, that's why it's rule number 1.
How like this whole journey we're going through, I'm just kind of now letting my wife know what I'm doing, and it's refreshing. It really is refreshing. I don't know if she's actually going to start listening to them for real, for serious, but
I'm glad that has opened up a much needed, deserved, and wanted avenue because I mean, dude, there's definitely a different temperament to you right now because of it.
We never spoke about this before.
Well, of course not.
On the mic.
Not on the mic, yeah.
It's not that I was trying to keep anything from her in the least. It was just like, this was our thing. It just kind of developed. It became it's a very grassroots kind of thing. I mean, we just kind of, how long you were bugging me? Like, just joking at first.
Years.
Like, dude, we just record this
years.
ridiculous conversation we have when we get together. Like, what the hell? Where does it go?
But I admit it, most of it was like comical reasons because we say some funny shit like we do for real.
Yeah, and just for the I mean, the guilty pleasure of being able to go back and listen to it again and just relive it for a minute.
Yeah.
Which GR9.
Right. Well, but so yeah, back to my point of, you know, where I was. Yeah. We.
Oh, it was beautiful. I mean, it really was. It was a beautiful thing. But
both grown.
Oh my God, it's punishment.
So me re-listening to these episodes, having, you know, hearing that jovialness between both of us, it's like that in and of itself was a great reminder. And
I was,
especially with episode 9 and 10 as a frame of reference, just as like now I'm now in the now that construct. I know I did it. I brought it back around to get with the echo. No, I'm not telling you because it's green room. So I'm green rooting you. Green room.
But yeah, I was telling you off mic that I was just impressed after listening to it, and honestly, as many times as I've listened to it, I still kind of lose my ass a little bit, and I can't help it.
Same.
Because we were, I mean, like you said, we were in the moment. There was no.
You said it best when we were on the phone earlier. We got out of our way. You're like, well, I guess we got out of our way on that one. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we just kind of let it happen. There was no, and it was just, it was one of those things. And it's the fact that you can go back and listen to it is what really kind of, it's surreal.
It's also very cathartic.
Like we were saying, you get to a point where you almost do have this out of body experience. And
Yeah, I always joke the Will Ferrell debate. You know, what happened? I totally blacked out. Yeah.
I mean, because when you're just kind of in the zone, you're in the conversation. I mean, sometimes we may fall off track a little bit, but we're always like very much trying to stick with each other. You know, follow me on this, follow me on that, play this little game with me for a minute. You know, imagine what.
Your thought experiment, and I have to keep you corralled in. I love how your ideas I have to help you deal with.
All right.
That cracks me up. The irony of our lives, right? Oh, you grabbed this book.
I grabbed my little notebook that I'm using.
I like that book, dude. The cover is dope, man. The little like leather bound. Imagination is more important than knowledge, right? Isn't that what it is?
Oh, so I had a lot of
Albert Einstein.
This was a lot of questions. I don't really think we need to deal with that right now. What?
Yeah, you gotta, cause you turn your head. And
Yeah, I know, cause it's like all right.
Like
Yeah, you're right.
What? Trying to imagination. Right. Oh, imagination is more important than knowledge. Yeah, that's what Albert Einstein. Pretty sure. Man, I'm quoting like a champ right now. 2 for 2.
Oh, this was the other thing. You had the idea that you saved me in the physical sense, and I saved you in the spiritual sense.
Wait,
and I thought that was
deeper than that. We saved each other's lives. Yeah, quick backstory. You know, you talked about, you've touched on a few times. You know how many times you've been concussed.
Yeah. Dances with cars. Yeah.
Yeah, your Indian name. I love that, right? Yeah. Indian. I hate that.
Yeah. Well, let's think. I think. Come on. Let's not. Yeah.
Right.
That's not what this is about right now.
Technically, that would be your like Unami name, right?
But
that's where we were going.
It happened to be when that movie came out, so that's why it was just convenient. Yeah.
So, Dances with Cars over here. Long story short, hits his head on the ground and basically starts to convulse. And I'm just like, typical teenage kid. Look, get up off the ground, Jackie. Oh, dude, it real ain't funny. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I see blood literally dripping out of your ear.
Oh,
you dude.
Took a while to get that out of there too.
I woke up a neighborhood. No joke. I woke up that neighborhood real quick. Less than 30 seconds, there was one porch, like 2 porch, like 3 porch. All of a sudden, I'm screaming bloody murder, dial 911, like just letting it happen. Woke up a neighborhood. Yeah, dude, I woke everybody up. And then you get medevaced out. Long story short, I basically saved your life physically. Right.
Right.
Like
long story short,
being there did that. I did
and
that.
That's
physically.
what you were in a much shorter sense. We're referencing to me in a short sentence. You basically said, "Wow, I just kind of thought of this." That
as I was falling asleep,
in a sense,
I came to a realization that I saved your life physically. You saved my life spiritually. I think is that what I said spiritually? I think that was what I said.
That's what in a spiritual sense.
Yeah, in a spiritual sense. Yeah. Because it wasn't the fact that I needed you to like call medics or like, give me CPR or, any of that. I just needed to get this. You knew it. I needed to get this out because we were talking. You're just like, we got to turn on the mics. We're turning on the mics. Like you made me turn on the mics.
We're being honest about everything, right? I mean,
I hope you think we're
this is not
being impeccable.
Being impeccable.
Be impeccable.
And
the impeccable.
I mean, we're in the middle of our lives.
We're in the now.
Some people might say this is a midlife crisis, but no, I would say it's a.
I'm gonna live to be 125, man. I got a long ways to go. Why are you laughing? That's not a joke.
I would say it's more of an existential. I don't know if I like the word crisis though.
I would say we're coming to terms with some stuff.
Yeah.
Like, dude, as much as I kept joking about this and like cracking, hey, that we should be doing this, that, and the other, and making fun of it and like keep it as light as possible. It's been.
I can't keep. I mean, there's only so many dad jokes.
No, I got them. I got them for days, weeks, years. What you do, you name it. I always got a dad joke. It's called lame ass humor. Apparently, I got that in spades. Like, hold up, what's in my pocket? Oh yeah, lame ass jokes. What's up? I'm a dad. Yeah, no, I'm cool with that. I love my dad jokes. They crack me up. Honestly, dude, people. I think the funniest thing about my dad jokes is that I find them so funny that people laugh at me because I'm laughing at myself because my dad jokes are amazing. Yeah, whether you like it or not, it's like, hey, I don't care what you're buying. This is all I'm selling, and I'm gonna enjoy it over here. Yeah. Maybe I should just be dad joking it up all day. That's my thing. Just keep my dad joke humor rocking.
Well, it's kind of the point where that's actually a name for a style of comedy, like the dad joke. Like,
yeah, me lame ass, punny, stupid ass. Yeah. Which some of them are hilarious, and some of them not so much. I mean, like, dude, I've watched like several.
Well, I mean, how funny can it be if it's so wholesome? It's been scrubbed clean of all the fun.
No, dude. Dad jokes can still be dirty and raunchy because I mean, there's totally different dads all across the world. I think the thing with the dad joke is they're supposed to be like lame and punny, but so lame and punny that you're just like, I don't want to laugh at that, but all right, that's pretty good. Because it's so lame and like punny that it actually makes it. It's like it's so anti the other way that it came back around and now it's on the other side again. You know what I mean? It crossed the marine you know, like you know what I mean? So it's like
I don't know if I got it all like that. You know? Oh yeah, you want to hear?
I'm not saying I do.
You want to hear a dirty joke?
I do. No, I don't.
Oh, you remember that one? You want to hear a dirty joke? Yeah, a pig fell in the mud.
Yeah.
You want to hear a clean joke?
Yeah, I don't. He
took a bath with Bubbles. You want to hear a dirty joke? Bubbles was a girl next door.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Bad dad joke, anyway.
No, well, I think there's another one of that version where it's, yeah, you remember how you used to blow bubbles back in the day? Yeah, she's looking for you. Oh, yeah, no. Dude, and that was like, growing up in my neighborhood, dude, the jokes we had were either, like, because you gotta remember, this is back in, like, early 80s.
Your mama.
Oh, dude. One, it was either somehow or another you as a dude, because I grew up on the West Coast outside of like Los Angeles, right? So the neighborhood I grew up in, you were either a man or you were like a whore girl, and they would call you a puta, right? Not a puta, no, puta. So it's not even like you're a dude, you're a female whore, and I mean it was like indignant, but that's what it was, right? So, so you know. In that aspect, yeah, like you said too, the your mama joke. So it's either like you like basically turn me into a little girl that sells it for nothing, like just gives it out because I'm just a dirty little girl. Yeah, I'm a puta, dude. You don't even know, man. Dude, yeah, puta matacon. Yeah, dude, no, yeah, but you're so it's that, or they start talking about tu madre, like yeah, yeah, chinga tu madre. Right? So it's like that kind of shit. So it's either your mama joke or you're like a little girl that just like does shit for nothing. That's a horrible, but if you do it lame and punny, now all of a sudden it's like dad joke and that shit's hilarious. Yeah, back in the day, dude, that was not funny. That's not.
I remember the funny your mama jokes. I remember the whole
dude.
For a while, that was like a real.
Well, yeah, like what's your mom and the doorknob have in common? They all everybody gets a turn, right? It was what's the shotgun? Give her a pump, give her a pump and she blows or something. I don't know, dude. There was just like, or give her a cock and she blows because you like cock. Which you don't even do. You pump action a shotgun. Come on, people. Should have been like 9mm. What do you cock the hammer? There you go. Give her a cock and she blows.
Your mom was so dumb. Someone told her it was chilly outside. She went and got a bowl.
Yeah. These are horrible. These are just.
Your mom is so short. She sits on a curb and swings her legs.
See, that's not even funny.
No, it's not. But
and it's not even like mean. It's all right. So she's really short. I'm tall. Who gives a shit? Dude, genetics won on this one. Done.
Dude, I don't know.
I know, right?
You picking on me. Right, those are just the ones I remember.
Well, but yeah, so
they were corny. That's the thing. They were fun. They were.
And that's why I like dad jokes. Period. Because it kind of like reminds me of like that old school stuff. But
your mom was so fat she fell and broke her leg and gravy poured out.
Dude, those are lame.
Like lame, but it's funny. It was just silly. It was silly. I don't know.
I loved how back in the day, most people thought that was like the hot shit. I'm just standing around like looking at it like, I mean, I get it. So yeah, all right, she's that fat. She's made of gravy. Cool.
Your mom was so fat. She wore a red dress one day. All kids were like, "Hey, Kool-Aid!"
Cool. Like, why you got to put down Kool-Aid, man? Come on.
I don't know. It's just.
I know.
These are the ones I remember. I don't. Sorry. This is the whole lexicon of ridiculous.
Yeah, the whole Nahina job.
Can't remember like my math homework, but you know.
Yeah, sure as hell. I know. The stuff we used to do. It was even worse when we used to work together. Kidding me? Oh, that was horrible.
Dude, you gotta do something while you're washing dishes and like prepping salads. I mean, we're doing cleaning shrimp. Oh.
Dude, I remember the first night you worked with me. Dude, the cook took it all out on me. What kind of shit is this? You gonna bring this in my kitchen? I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, dude, you were doing perfectly fine. Like, you were actually crushing it. I remember, I'm like, man, he's doing pretty good for a first night. I was like, man, my first night, it was horrible. Like, and dude was just talking straight trash all the time. Oh, man. Dude, yeah. Yeah, always
Don't remember that. You had to be on your toes because
he'd throw the hot-ass pan from the stove straight into the thing, and as soon as it hit the sink, then he'd say, coming in hot.
Yeah, it was like those steel plates, right? It was like a plate, or like, some of them were plates and some of them were like...
Yeah, the roasting pans
like
for the
Bowls,
ovens. Yeah, the like the 9-inch ones for you can do like the eggplants and the veal parmesan, like all that. Yeah, all that good Italian stuff.
Which reminds me of something I saw in that restaurant that I will never forget. And you'd probably seen it a million times, I'm sure.
Well, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, the one cook dropped the plate of chicken parm or whatever.
I'm not going to speak of that. I can neither confirm nor deny that at this point in time, counsel.
Anyway, not necessary to bring up. Anyway.
Why
gotta
bring up bullshit?
Totally negative. Don't have to bring it up. Just,
I mean, do you
have strike that from the record?
Do you have? Do you have some shit you got to get out there, dog?
No, I really don't. I mean, nothing.
Are you sure?
It's all love, dude. It's good. You know, it was a hiccup. I'm sorry.
Were you still there when we had that heat wave and we had to deal with it? It was like 130. Yeah, we had the keg in the freaking walk-in. So every time you went into the walk-in, boss man was like, hey, if you got enough time, go ahead and pound a beer.
I remember we ran the risk of knocking ourselves out because we used to go in there to cool off while the thing was broken and there was a piece of dry ice in it.
Yeah, breathing in.
Jesus. You really shouldn't be sitting in here, but oh man, it feels good.
Yeah, it did.
Like,
Pass that, oh, Jesus. Yeah, no. Do not do that. Disclaimer.
That'd be very bad.
Very, very bad. Dry ice in an enclosed environment is not what you want to be breathing in.
And technically, you shouldn't be sitting in a walk-in box anyway. But we used to do it all the time.
Well, see, we didn't exactly like
cool off.
Well, see, that was my thing. Is I didn't sit in there. I just really, really looked hard. I went through everything as much as possible. It's just like, oh, here it is, right in front of me. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. Like, pretty much until somebody came to the door.
I'm just gonna check every shelf.
All of a sudden, somebody else pops in the walk-in. You're like, oh, there it is. And you're just like, it's been right in front of you the whole time.
Like the way a computer runs a search. You're like, I'm gonna start at number 1.
Right, pretty much.
Like the first block when I walk in. Okay, that spot right there, and I'm gonna work my way around. Instead of just going, I think it's over. Oh. Like, I know, I used to walk in and just be like, you'd walk in and you'd catch your breath, because it was super hot in the kitchen. It was like, what'd you say, like $110 in the shade? Hotter over the...
It was because we had thermometers, because the guys were, they were
I don't think
bitching.
I want to remember.
So, in the kitchen, for the most part, it was...
There were the burners and the...
It was about like 112, 116. Over the stoves, and now mind you, when I say over, you're talking like hood height, so about 6 to 7 feet.
Oh, it was like 130, like right in that hole.
Wrong.
50.
It was like 160 plus. It was close. Yeah, I think it's one of. Again, you're talking about 400-degree stove, ovens with the pizza bays over, and then you got like all the stove tops because it was like a 12 top.
Plus, does your face not catch fire?
Well, but so if you remember, when they were flipping everything, they were standing back. Because if you had to toss anything that had like oil or, if you're doing white sauce, dude.
No, but I'm just saying from the heat alone. Yeah.
Correct. So they're basically like at that point, you're not even cooking on the stove. You're like, you're just floating that in the air pretty much. But again, you got 400, 400, I think it was like, we used to run at like 425 or 450 because we're like churning and burning. You got to keep the temp up to keep it at like 400 in there. 425-ish.
You're doing a lunch rush and you're doing, yeah.
Oh, dude. Oh, and I think the power even went out and we're like still in there because we had gas and everything. So all of our stuff's running on gas. hot water heater and everything. Like, so, dude, F it. We got what we can. Churn and burn. Let's do it. Because nobody else could. Because we all had, like, we had gas for everything.
Dude,
so
I
we could.
I learned how to make a proper cheesesteak on that grill.
We all did.
Yeah.
I also learned how to make pizza
like-
the real way.
It was like I took off my training wheels that day. I learned how to make myself a cheesesteak. And it was all over after that.
Well, yeah, because I think you were like, I was like, hey, can I? The cook looked at you. He was like, make it yourself. It was like,
All right.
It reminded me of like Weird Science,
Step aside.
where he's like, oh, it looks pretty good. Throws
Yeah.
the egg up. He's like, yeah, make one yourself. Yeah, pretty much.
There we are.
Well, I mean, we're getting deep.
Well, speaking of which,
That's what I was saying.
yeah, we need to crack that before the app. Okay. We're going on EP now.
Oh, we can.
11.
Correctamundo. Dude.
11.
Yeah, I'll be honest, by the time we actually get to like, yeah, I'll be dope with you right now. No, for real, I think by the time, yeah, this is again in the now, so people like, yeah, this means nothing later, but if the way things keep going, I'm pretty sure by the time we get like number 12 done, I'll start to be able to actually get everything, start to upload and put out and everything. So it'll be just like you had said, where you wanted to do 12.
Is it going to take that long? Is it really that a lot of hoops?
I'm having,
this is just in general to publish.
I'm having difficulty with the equipment that I'm utilizing at the moment to produce an appropriate quality without having to pay for it. So I'm trying to use already the things that I have as free apps and stuff that are supposed to be fully functioning components of, your Apple stuff. Because, yeah, I'm a Mac guy. Ooh, whatever. The fact is like, I should have all the things that work correctly, but I'm not. I'm having difficulty with my. I'm not that dude.
Oh, that's
not my thing.
That's why you have.
Yeah, that's why I've been like, I called the tech guy in.
Yeah, you called.
Yeah, I got my dude. He's dope as can be, tech dude. I'm like, bro, this is where I'm at. This is how far I've gotten. He's like, well, yeah, I'll just. I'm like, yeah. That's why you're the guy and I'm not.
Yeah, do your magic.
Yeah, do your stuff.
Whatever that thing is that you do, just do that.
Yeah, no, you.
You.
You. You're the guy.
You're good.
You.
You're
good. You're the guy. You. Not you. Not you. You're the guy. You're good. You're good. You. I love that guy.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta do like.
Hey, Tommy. No.
Yo, why'd you get your shoe box? Why'd you get your shy box for me? Oh. No, I thought you said I'm all good, Spider. Oh, you.
Well, give me a drink. Anyway,
Get it, you.
it's classic.
Oh
Right?
yeah, I know.
Anyway, we're bouncing all over the place. So.
Not really. Well, it is green room. We're allowed to. Yeah, it's these things right here. Like,
so what are we gonna hop off with? I would say the agreement one.
well, see, maybe this is the thing. We're about to do episode 11, 1-1, and you want to talk about agreement number 1. That makes it 1-1-1,
Which is 3.
3.
Damn it! It just comes up out of anywhere. It's just crazy.
With the echo, we're about to be. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you.
We're about to be.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think that maybe. Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you right now because I'm in the now.
In the now.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, in the
I'm
now.
in the now.
Yeah, the now. When will then be now? Soon. Yeah.
So,
Why don't you go
I feel like we need to have our own commercial breaks. It almost feels like that kind of a show.
Yeah, maybe. It's, yeah. Hold on. Everybody's got to pee real quick so we can come back for another hour and a half. Maybe over 2 hours, whatever.
But you know how it goes, right? You just, we're good. We're wrapping this up, right?
Well, yeah, you can reach over and push the button.
There you go.
There it is.
Thanks for saying it for me.
You said it. All right, people. You made me do it.
Love you.
I love you.
I love you.
Oh. We love you.
Forget about it.
Yeah, we love you. I love you. You love me.
No, don't.
We love everyone.
Yeah, I was going to say. Barney.
Oh, no. No.
No. Oh.